Hey everyone, here to talk about power leveling and a very small amount on companionship in Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. This game seems like it's broken, like a lot of people complain about this game being broken and how easy it is to gain certain skills. While that may be true, that doesn't make the game that much easier. It's not like you can gain a skill, max it out at 100, and then you can just cut through enemies. It's not that easy at all. So don't worry about it. Don't think that you can just rent this game and get all of the achievements. If you have a lot of money, you can gain levels so much faster, if you spread it about. But even then, it's still a time-consuming process. It still takes a while to level up, let alone power level. So I think the easiest skill to level up, like right off the back, especially if you have the money, is smithing. Because no matter what you're making, you're always going to get the same amount of leveling, and no matter how deep you are into the skill, you're still going to gain the same amount of leveling. Same thing for enchanting. However, enchanting costs a lot more money because you need the stones. Whereas smithing, you can just do it with the cheapest items, being hide brace with leather and iron daggers with some leather strips and iron ingots and ore, which is plentiful in the game. When it comes to certain defense traits like heavy armor, light armor, and blocking, that gets raised by getting attacked. So things of that nature you can probably save for when you're actually going out, or if you want to gain the levels early on, you can just stay around getting hit. Now, I think out of all the skills, the most difficult to power level right away would be the destruction, considering that I just got a heavy armor increase right there. But considering that you need to attack enemies consistently, like enemies that actually count as being an enemy, that is someone that's attacking you and not just a friend. Because if you have a friend, a companion, and you attack them, it wouldn't count unless they're actual enemies. Or you can probably go to Hythor or wherever it is where you meet the Greybeards, and then they tell you about dragons or whatever. Now, I believe this point right here, which is the Vilkis, when he trains you for the companions, this is like early on, like Whiterun is like the first big town you come to, and like everything's here. Like you can get a house if you actually do the first main quest line, which is get the dragon claw, and which is also where you find the shout, and then you are supposed to pick up something to bring to some guy, the wizard over here in Whiterun. If you do that and come over here, you'll get your house, and that's where things just become a lot easier, because again, if you have money and if you're doing the smithing, you're going to be buying a lot of ingots and stuff, which means you'll be over encumbered with so much weight all the time. It'll just be so much easier to have a house and just have all this stuff to stash, because buying stuff also goes into your speechcraft, which is also something else that can't really be power leveled, because it takes a lot of time. Buying stuff, you need a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money. Like I've bought expensive stuff, like there was thousands and thousands. Like I bought novice robes, apprentice robes, usually stuff that has to do with magic. Those are the most expensive stuff, like enchanted weapons, and you'll gain levels significantly, but again, it takes a lot of time. And also, I want to point out, when you start, before you start trying to level up anything, especially power level, you want to get this stone right here. This is the Lover's Stone. This stone, the trait that it gives you is it gives you an increase. I believe it says it somewhere in the magic, the effect of it anyway. Active effects. It's a Okay, the Lover's Stone. All skills improve 15% faster. You're going to want this stone when you're leveling up, because it makes it faster. It makes anything faster. I'm actually gaining levels in destruction. If you saw where I'm at level 50 somewhere. So if I didn't have this, it would take significantly longer. Also, I want to point out, when it comes to offensive skills, such as one-handed, two-handed, archery, whatever those are, basically those increase, I mean, obviously by attacking, but also by how well you're attacking and how much damage you're outputting. The higher the damage, the higher the skill is going to increase. The higher the rate is going to be. So if you try to do this in the beginning, the destructive, it's pretty weak. If you have the destruction right away, it's exceptionally weak. So basically what I did was I added skills where I made the fire stronger, and also I made the dual casting in general stronger. So that's twice the strength of my flame is. So I'm actually delivering a lot more damage, so I'm still able to increase the skill, in an ample amount of time. Even though I'm all the way at level 50. You would probably want to stop at level 50 because it takes a while, when it comes to destruction. I'm at the beginning of the game. I didn't even kill my first dragon yet. And I maxed out smithing because that's like the easiest. You can max out sneaking if you just sneak up on anyone. It doesn't have to be an enemy. So basically you can go here, there's a guard barracks here in the beginning of the game, and you could just sneak behind them. Basically just, I don't know if you want to tape the controller or however, get a rubber band, make it so that you're in sneak mode and constantly just walking into their bed. And of course you want to do it without any armor or anything, because whatever it is you're wearing, the more weight you have on you, that is to say, the more weight you have on your armor, not just in your inventory, because you can be over encumbered, but if you're wearing absolutely nothing, then you'll still be silent. So you can increase that skill easily. You can, I also want to point out alteration. You've probably seen a couple of guides or videos where they talk about power leveling alteration with a telekinesis spell, and that much is true. It's actually the best and most effective, fastest way to power level alteration all the way to the max. However, that spell, telekinesis, is only available to adept users. Meaning, if you're not generally making a mage, you're not going to have that spell off the bat. You're going to have to be at least level 40, where you can buy it off the master wizard or the master mage at the College of Winterfold. Or you can go to some dungeon, I forgot what dungeon it is, but there's actually a dungeon that's part of a main quest where you can actually find it. But even still, if you get that skill, that magic, that spell early on in the game, it costs a lot. You generally start off with 100 magic, unless you're making a mage, then I don't know how much you start with, but it costs a lot. So to use that spell early on in the game, if you don't have a lot of rings that fortify magic, or basically any fortify magic on apparel, it's going to take a while. So what I found as an alternate, in the beginning, was oak flesh. It's the least costly alteration skill that's effective, because I believe candlelight is an alteration, but that rarely moves anything. That hardly makes a dent. So with oak flesh, the oak flesh magic, which is armor, it's actually increasing your armor. As long as you're getting attacked though. This is see, notice I just gained an alteration, and I'm at level 47 right now. This is a novice. Technically, even though this cost about 80 to cast a spell, this is a novice spell, which is available to you fairly in the beginning, provided that you buy it.